Hi and welcome. My name is David Spain, and I am a global product marketing manager at National Geographic Learning. And I work specifically with teachers of very young and young learners all over the world. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to welcome you as a teacher of Look, our 7 level series for young learners of English. Look is a beautiful, fantastic program that I love and has a very special place in my heart. So there's an awful lot that I'd like to make sure that you're aware of the curriculum that Look has to offer, and most importantly, the resources that Look has to make your students' learning more enjoyable and your teaching easier as well. Before we begin, how about I play a quick video so you can get all of the high level info?
National Geographic explorer Shabana Bazig Rasikh is an amazing person. She believes that girls should have the same chances as boys. They should be able to go to college and have good jobs and become leaders of their country, just like men.
But some things are the same in space. The astronauts get up in the morning and they brush their teeth.
My favorite town is called Bodrum. My mum is from Bodrum. It's beautiful.
Wow, it is beautiful.
It is next to the Aegean Sea. Look at the water. It's so blue.
Look has an awful lot to offer, doesn't it? So let's take a look at some of the details. With Look, learners truly realize that the world is an amazing place, and they'll be able to do this through a couple of key areas. First of all, the series is packed with amazing photography, authentic stories and video, and inspiring stories from National Geographic explorers. All content that you can use to both teach language, but also show learners just how amazing the world is. Learners will also be challenged to make real connections in English between their own experiences, the content that they're seeing in the series, and the world that they live in. And they'll do this primarily through the high interest global topics that are covered in the series. And Look is a series that really focuses and prioritizes, on the support it provides you as a teacher to not only teach confidently and easily, but also provide opportunities to boost your students' confidence, especially in exam and test situations. So there's a lot of exam support in Look as well. Let's take a look at some of the areas, though, where you'll experience real content, right? Those opportunities to see something real. Throughout Look, there are a lot of examples of extraordinary explorers, National Geographic explorers and photographers, real individuals who share their stories and missions in the series in an effort to help you teach language effectively and help learners get closer to the world, whether it's through readings or video content. Additionally, after every few units, there is a school trip, which is a fantastic optional lesson that allows you to help learners meet amazing people and go to incredible locations all around the world. These school trips include a school trip video, as well as a reading to supplement the video and comprehension activities, and also a culminating optional project to pull it all together. Another optional lesson outside of the units is the expanded reading, the reading extra lessons. These help you introduce your learners to longer texts, right? Longer than they may find in their main curriculum and units. And these include stories about real people and places and events around the world, as well as fables, myths, and legends. Every reading extra lesson reinforces the content taught in the units and includes activities covering all 4 skills. There are additional opportunities for you to bring more reading into your lessons if you so choose through the Look reading anthologies. There is one reading anthology for every level of Look. Each anthology includes 6 stories, and these stories are, again, a mix of real-world stories as well as myths, legends, and fables from around the world, and they help you bring more storytelling into your lessons and also reinforce the content and the language that is being learned in the core students' book curriculum. As mentioned, Look also prioritizes helping you to teach for success, primarily through its stellar assessment and exam support. With Look, we really want students to perform their best, and we want them prepared for any assessment situation that they may be in. One of the ways we've made this really easy is by modeling every task type from the Cambridge English qualifications throughout the student's book and the workbook activities. This ensures that as students work through the Look curriculum, they are also being exposed to and practicing the exam task types that they will find if they take any one of the Cambridge English qualifications, like starters, movers, or flyers. To help you prepare your students through these task types, your teacher's book includes explicit task guidance notes, so that every time you're teaching a lesson and one of the activities that is modeled after an exam task type comes up, you're told explicitly that this is modeling that, what test it is modeling an exam task type from, what are the challenges that students usually face with this particular question type, what are students expected to do in the test through this question type, and what can you do as an instructor to help students successfully answer this question and answer it every time they come to this question type. This is a fantastic feature in your teacher's book that you should always look out for. Additional assessment support in Look also includes your parent-teacher support material on the companion site that tells parents everything I just said to you, guidance on evaluating student performance in rubrics, which is available on the site and in your teacher's book, lots of ideas for formative assessment and remedial activities. There are explicit exam practice tests in the workbook and on the website as well. And of course, there is a full assessment suite built in ExamView, easily editable for you, available on the companion site. You can see here, this is an example of your formative assessment framework, which is available in your teacher's book. A really easy way for you to track student learning and also actually log their progress. And here is an example of one of the exam practice tests available in students' workbooks. Now, let's take a look at an actual unit, shall we? And move through the path of instruction. Every single level of Look includes 12 units, and those 12 units are made up of 7 lessons plus a unit opener. The exception is the starter level, which is 10 units with 5 lessons and a unit opener. Every single unit opens with a unit opener, as you see here. This is your opportunity to introduce learners to the high interest topic that the unit will be covering and activate any prior knowledge that they might have. That's then followed by your first lesson, which is vocabulary, where you'll introduce target vocabulary in a real world context through photography. Following that is Grammar 1, that's lesson 2, where you'll present the first chunk of grammar highlighted in a clear grammar box, followed by practice. Lesson 3 is always the reading. The readings will introduce learners to real people and places around the world, and they'll include the grammar and the vocabulary just covered. Lesson 4 is grammar number 2, where more target grammar is now contextualized in the reading, highlighted again by a grammar box and lots more practice. Lesson 5 is your song or your chant. Lively songs and chants reinforce the language through music and rhythm. In our lower levels, these are songs, and in the upper level, as students get a little older, we call them chants. Lesson 6 is where things change a little bit. In levels starter through 3, lesson 6 is an explicit phonics lesson, of course, to facilitate the learning of English sounds. But things change in levels 4 through 6. Your lesson 6 becomes a writing lesson instead, where students will be exposed to different writing formats and will be challenged to write using those formats while contextualizing all of the language they've been learning. And finally, our last lesson is lesson 7, which is our video lesson. In the video lesson, students are introduced to real children, real places, and real cultures all over the world while reviewing and practicing the language that they have learned. In the lower levels, we primarily focus on the real students around the world, as you see on the screen, whereas in levels 4, 5, and 6, you'll see more documentary style videos about different people and places, but not necessarily children sharing their experiences. You may have noticed, as we went through that unit, that there was a little value hiding out. There is always a value integrated directly into every unit and look. And these values appear within the lesson in which it makes the most sense and they are the most useful for supplementing that lesson. So you can see on the screen that the value might be in the song lesson, or it might be included in the reading. No matter what, these are global values, and they are integrated into the units to support personal development. Every value has a workbook page. That workbook page allows for additional concrete practice around that value. There's a lot of support available for you as a teacher to make teaching with Look really easy and really fun. Your teacher's book is your first place to look because it provides you with everything you need to understand for every lesson in every unit, including very clear lists of the outcomes that students should achieve for every single unit, as well as the clear language expected to be covered, the words, the grammar, the phonics, and also, my favorite part, a list of clear 21st century skills and where they are covered, anything from collaboration to critical thinking. Also, look out for the blue box teacher tips throughout your teacher book units that give you excellent tips for improving different aspects of your lessons, whether it's about doing a speaking activity or managing a project, and also the about the photo sections, which tell you exactly what's going on in all of the amazing photos throughout Look, so that when students ask you about them, you can answer. You'll also want to pay attention to the warm-up and wrap-up and optional activities that are throughout the teacher's book units. These are activities that you can choose to do or choose not to do. There are many steps that are suggested when teaching a lesson that you can follow step by step if you want to. But if you'd like additional warm-ups, additional ways to wrap up a lesson, or you find that you have more time and need more activities, these are called out for you in the optional activity and additional practice sections of your teacher's book. The video lesson also includes very explicit about the video sections that tells you as a teacher exactly what will be talked about in that video so that you're totally prepared. And as I mentioned, in addition to every unit having a clear list of outcomes, each individual lesson also has clear outcome lists as well as explicit lists of the resources you will need to teach the lesson and the materials you might need in order to teach the lesson successfully, and all of which can be found on a website, in online practice, or somewhere else. Outside of your teacher's book, there is a lot of additional resources available both for you as a teacher in order to engage your students and engage parents, and also for learners as well, so that they can get the most out of Look. First, for easy preparation of your lessons, in addition to your teacher's book, there is a very robust website available to you, the companion site. At this site, you'll find all of the resources you need in order to prepare your lessons, including teacher's book pages, your tests, project guides, pacing guides, graphic organizers, flashcards, all those things. You'll also find homeschool connection letters and resources to help you connect better with parents and prepare them for the lessons. And you'll also find everything you need in order to assess learners through the robust assessment section with the ExamView suite. For live lessons, we have available for you an amazing classroom presentation tool. The classroom presentation tool includes the student's book and workbook pages both, interactive, with embedded audio and video exactly where you'll need them. This makes it so easy for you to teach lessons in any context, whether in person, blended, or totally digital. Many of the activities are also interactive and include games, as well as different types of activities not found on the page itself. And the classroom presentation tool is easily accessible, either installed by a USB or streaming in the learning management system. And that leads us to our online practice, which is fantastic for supporting homework opportunities for learners. Look has a robust online practice offering for learners that provides lots of additional games for additional practice and activities specifically for more assessment preparation. These games and activities are different than what they will find in their student book or their workbook or even that you use in the classroom presentation tool. In addition to these games and activities, learners are motivated to move through them because they're gamified. As students move through the games and activities, they are rewarded for their work with photos, National Geographic photos, and also National Geographic videos. And for parents, there's a fantastic parents view that makes it really easy for parents to see exactly how much work their child has done and how well they're doing. The online practice is available in a browser, but also is accessible through the Online Practice app, which can be downloaded for tablets and smartphones on the Google Play and Apple Store. Now, for you as a teacher, you need to be able to track all of this. And that's why a robust learning management system is available as well. This is available for you as an instructor through a browser, and it provides you an easy way to manage your groups of students and your classes, run progress reports about the work that they're doing in the online practice, create assignments for them, and actually ensure that they only work through the assignments in the order that you want. You can send messages to your students and parents, and they can message you back. And you can access your classroom presentation tool online streaming easily through this learning management system. Very robust, very easy to access, and great for evaluation and assessment. So let's take a look at the big picture. Look is really resource rich and has so much to offer, from students' books and ebooks of the students' books, workbooks, the online practice, the reading anthologies. For teachers, for yourselves, you have a fantastic teacher's book. Please do take a look. Don't forget about it. An amazing classroom presentation tool, a robust assessment exam view suite online, beautiful flashcards available digitally on the site and physically, a robust learning management system, and all those teacher resources that I mentioned were available to you. I truly hope you have a phenomenal year teaching with Look. If you have any additional questions at all or are looking for any more support, of course, reach out to your National Geographic Learning team and your local representatives, but also reach out to us at National Geographic Learning through our global webinars and also our InFocus blog. We host webinars by authors, explorers, and TED speakers and experts in the field of English language teaching all over the world every single week, helping to connect educators like you with experts around the world in different areas of teaching that matter to you, whether it's how do I teach phonics, how do I do projects with my young learners, or how do I teach online? All of those things and more. We want to ensure that you're connected and you're supported in whatever medium you prefer, a webinar or a blog. I hope that this has been helpful and has provided you some good information. I'm sure you'll have more questions, but I hope you'll have more fantastic experiences than you do have questions. Thank you so much. Have a great day and have a fantastic year. Goodbye.